What's up, everybody? I got the KK Beauty Powder Contour Kits in the mail, and it's time to see the tea on them. So they came in this big, I didn't even do my intro. I'm just like, I'm excited to try these out. I've heard hits and misses about them. Yeah, so I want to know the tea on them. I haven't even swatched them yet. I figured we would save it all for the video. We have 3 contour palettes and brushes from Kim Kardashian's beauty line that just launched. Of course, they're already sold out at a whopping price point of $52, which is quite a bit higher than what we're normally dealing with contour kits. Contour kits run from $30 to $40 whenever they're high end, but these are just kind of like high end ones. So I'm hoping they're going to live up to that price point and quality. We're going to test it out. I'm really excited to see the tea on it. I have to wipe off my pretty face makeup. I just did. I'm going to wipe off my face makeup and put on my foundation again. So that way, I'll have a fresh face to test all this out on. But I'm excited to test them out. I'm excited to tell you guys my opinion on them and let you guys see the real tea and if they're worth your dollar bill. So let's do that. But before we get started, we're going to sing a little song. Subscribe to my channel. Before you leave, subscribe, and we'll go ahead and jump right into the video. This box is so heavy, it's like lifting weights at the gym. Yeah, Laura, get it. I'm pre-filming a bunch of videos today because I'm going, we went to Bora Bora for a week. I come home for 2 days. I'm going to Fiji for a week. Hard life, I know, but I'm a little stressed because I still have to do all my things that I do on my normal lifetime and be at these vacations. So I'm like, I can keep it all together, I swear. Jesus. Let's take off this makeup. Let's just take it off. You gotta shake it off. Shake it off. Who's excited for Taylor Swift's new album? While we're talking about celebrities, I saw she tweeted snakes and reputation. So I feel like she's gonna take a little bite off of drama. It's always a smart marketing ploy, if people are already talking about you, give them a reason to talk. So I'm here for the album. I haven't even heard anything off of it, obviously, but I'm excited to see what this little mama's got for us. What do you guys think? I'm gonna go ahead and put on some Glossier priming moisturizer because my skin needs some moisture as well as it needs to be primed. If I could get it open, there we go. Okay, her face is ready to rock and roll. Opening up the box, you can obviously see we have 3 kits, the light, medium, and deep dark with 3 brushes. They come in a box unicarton like this. This one is the light one. It has the soft touch feel to it. And then you open it up. They feel really heavy and luxurious. I will say that. There might be a weight in them, but I love whenever I spend a lot of money on something and it feels heavy and luxurious. It also has the soft touch packaging. It is a cardboard component with a big A mirror in it. And I love the big mirror. I think that, adds a little bit of niceness to it. And then we have the special little covering to protect the mirror and the powders. And it is a powder product. You have an extremely warm tone from what I can see here and an extremely cool tone product here. And then you have a pinky highlight and more of a champagne white highlight here. Let's do swatches. Ooh, swatching right in, just touching. Loads of pigmentation, loads. The warm one seems super warm, but we're gonna see what it looks like blended out on the skin. And then let's see about the cool tone. They're pretty extreme differences, and the only little issue I see in that, you can mix them together and use them, but if you're super fair and you bought the light one, the orange one might be too orange with you and you don't get any use out of that. I do have to say the pans are huge compared to, a normal contour palette's component size pans. Just for you guys to get a close-up action, if you can tell the pans up next to my finger or even up next to a big bronzer brush, the pan is still way bigger than the brush. They're huge pans, so maybe that's where she's getting her price point at. So here are swatches of light. So light, we have the lightest highlight, the pinky one. They look very similar on the skin. And then we have the warm tone bronzer as well as the cool tone bronzer. So if you can see, they are quite different bronzer shades. Also, let's talk about the brush. I said in my last review of her cream contour product, I wish the brush was double-ended and not a sponge. So the brush is really big for highlight. I probably would use a smaller brush for my highlight, but this is beautiful for bronzer. And apparently they're interchangeable. I'm not sure how to do that. Next up, we have the medium kit. It's the same with the, I have makeup on my nails, with the soft touch. And on the back, it's just the same. It tells you highlight 1, 2, contour 1, 2. And it's kind of the same. This is super, super warm. This looks really pretty for my skin tone right here. And then this is like a yellowy highlight and then a pinky highlight. I'm going to see how that warm tone swatches, but just right off the bat, I'm like, whoa! But you know what? It could be really pretty to warm up the skin, and instead of contour, more so just bronze up the skin to give you a really pretty glowy, bronzy moment. Because typically with something that warm tone, I would bronze up my skin to get that beautiful glow versus like actual contour. So, I mean, I see what she's doing here. This might be what she's doing here. This is what I'm seeing it as, is you getting the use out of all of your colors, such as you just want to bronze up your skin, or if you want to contour, use the cool tone one. So let's swatch it all and see what we think. All right, here we have the swatches, the pink, the yellow highlight, the cool tone, and then the contour number 2 and 1. The orange tone is super orangey, but I'm really interested in playing with it. I think it could be really cool on the skin, but just looking at it in the palette, it's just like, whoa, that's orange. But we'll see what happens. And of course, lastly, we have the deep dark and deep dark kind of mixed into one palette here. I accidentally got it wet because I'm wiping off my hand, but let's see here. Same packaging, of course, and then we open it up, and then we have a really bronzy highlight, a pink highlight, a warm tone, and a cool tone for contour 1 and 2. Looks like this. The highlights have a little bit of kickback swatching them, but it's not anything dramatic, and they're swatching really creamy and beautifully. So I personally like a little kickback. I'd rather have a little kickback, meaning a little fallout with a product versus having to like scrape and get into it. I can't stand that. But then, you know, you have to have that medium moment where it's not too much fallout, it's just enough. So this is actually the cool tone, and this is the warm tone right here. Cool tone, warm tone. This is the bronzy highlight, and this is the more pink highlight right here. I don't know why on my skin tone, I'm not deep dark obviously, but I don't know why on my skin tone when I swatched the warmer tone one, it turned like really dark. And it kind of was warmer on the outer edges of it. So that's interesting. And then this is the number 2. So if you can see, it has just a little bit of kick up whenever you swatch. I am kind of going round and round in the pan. You can see it has a little fallout, but it's nothing extreme and nothing to like fuss about. I'm just stating it so you're aware if you do purchase it. Okay, so I'm going to use this with the brush. I'm going to first actually take some of the warm tone bronzer on the more angled brush. It does have a little bit of fallout. The fallout would be flat if you have it laying flat, but it just has a little bit of kick up. Nothing crazy or to cry about. I'm just showing you guys. I love the mirror in the palette. Thank you, Kim, for the mirror, girl. Hook a girl up. So on my face right now, I just have on foundation and concealer and a little setting powder. So here we go with the bronze. I'm just gonna, the brush is really soft. Actually, the orange, you hear me? The warm tone is not bad. I like to like see if I'm bronzing up, I just kind of buff it around and go in with it. You guys have seen me bronze up 10 million times on my channel. I mean, it's not bad. And you know, that's me tapping on in and getting, you know, a bit of product on my brush. So here we go over here. I think it looks beautiful. I don't know why it looks so orange in the package. It like scares me. And I would even bronze up my chin area normally. The jawline. Just kind of around. I'm not really being precise because again, whenever I'm not contouring, I am a little bit less precise. What do you guys think? This is it on my skin. I don't think it's patchy whatsoever. I think it's really smooth and like blended in my skin like butter. What? It's a good product. It's a good product. It's a little pricey, I think, but you do get a ton of product. And as of just trying out the first orangey one that I was hesitant with, it looks really pretty. So now I'm going to take the brush. I'm going to dip into the more cool tone shade. Just tapping. It seems like this has a little bit less fallout than the orangey one. I flicker my brush normally to catch any or to lose any extra fallout. And now we're gonna contour. There's something on my viewfinder right now. It's like a black dot and I keep wiping my face because I think it's on my face, but it's on my viewfinder. Laura. Okay, here we go. Ooh. Oh my God. That's intense pigment, honey. Oh my gosh. But look, it's contoured. Girl, I'm not mad at these colors. Now, as for me, I am the medium skin tone. I'm using the medium palette, and it's working nicely for me. I just immediately see that orangey shade in the light palette, and it scares me a little bit because I'm like if I was doing a client's makeup, I wouldn't go in with that orangey of a shade if she had fair skin. So that does make me hesitant. It's contouring my face like a gem, and just being real, I like the brush. It's so soft. And to be honest, I would like a longer handle in between the brush, but she's trying to make it travel size. So that's just like a personal preference. And I store my brushes laying down. All my brushes lay down. I store them. The only brushes I stand up are my eyeshadow brushes. So I don't mind it being double-ended. But if you store your brushes sticking up, that might get on your nerves because it's just going to ruin one end of the brush. I know a lot of people put them in cups and stuff, but as for me, I lay them down, so I'm kind of like, doesn't bother me. I have like a drawer full of brushes right here, and they're just like all laid out. But I think my skin looks beautiful. I'm just trying to show you guys, like, it's just very smooth feeling, and it's not like chunks or patchy, if you can tell. So let me contour my nose. I think I got too much product. These are so pigmented. I'm actually going to go with a clean in and soften that up. I feel like I have mud on my nose now. Girl, you did this to yourself. It's okay. We're all human. Okay, and let me point out something. Do you see like it's almost a little bit luminosity in the powders? I noticed that on the swatches a little bit. They almost have a little glow in them. I think it looks pretty. Obviously, sound off in the comment section down below what you think about it. I just think it's a lot for a contour kit because we have so many great contour kits on the market for so much less. That's just where I'm getting at. My ear just popped. Come back, Laura. Okay, next up is for highlight. I'm really excited. Obviously, you know, I'm going to try one highlight on each cheekbone. I'm going to use her big brush. Now, I prefer like a thinner, wispy brush to get my highlight so I can get more of a precise area. I feel like the bigger brush is going to kind of explode it everywhere. But, you know, we're here, and this is what you're going to get in your kit. Actually, in your kit for $52, you get the brush too. So that does make it a little bit better, huh? Because not really contour kits don't come with brushes. They charge you extra, and then you end up paying more than $52. So maybe that helps a little bit, but let's go in with the pink shade. Got some on my brush. Oh my God. It's so, I don't like the brush for it. I just can't do it. Can you guys tell it's like, just needs to be dispersed with like a more fine brush. Oh yeah, that's pretty. Let's put some of the pink on my nose. That's pretty. Okay, so now I'm wiping off my brush on my little cloth down here. And now we're gonna tap into the yellow shade. Got some on my brush. Okay, here we go. Let's whisper. We'll be gentle. Oh my God. It's so pretty. I find that the yellow one is almost just like, oh, I put almost too much on my forehead. Girl! The yellow one's almost a little bit more natural. I'm gonna put the yellow. This is what I do every time on my channel. I start off with the cheekbone and then I end up with highlighter all over my body. Can't help it. Okay, real tea. I really like the contour palette. I think it's pretty. If you have fair skin, I'd be a little hesitant of this color. I think the highlights are really great for fair skin. I approve the product. If you get the brush with it and all, I approve the product. I think it's a great product. I think she killed it. They're already sold out, and they'll continue to sell out. But if you're looking for a contour, here's the tea. If you already have makeup brushes and you're like, the makeup brush just isn't a perk for me, because you don't have to have the brush to make this work. Let me promise you that. It's a contour palette. And you just don't feel like the brush is worth it for you, well then $52 is too much for it. But if you really need some makeup brushes and you really want to try out a new contour brush and you really want the brush with it, and you would like buy a contour kit with a brush at this point, then $52 is with it. And another thing, the pan size is huge, so this is going to last you longer than a typical contour kit. As you guys hear me talk about all the time on my channel, I like to bronze up my skin, and then sometimes I'm really contouring, so I do like that she incorporated both in this palette. And I know that's the way Mario does her makeup. You know, they bronze up, they contour, a little bit of both. So it's all like pros and cons. It's all about your situation and the price point. Whenever I first heard it, I was like, no, too much. But The brush comes with it, and the pans are huge, and the palette is heavy, and it feels luxurious. And the unicorn, everything is nice. I just want to find out like how to take these brushes apart. Oh, look at that. Oh, you can take the brush apart, and you can clean the brush. That was one of my complaints before. I was kind of like, it's kind of like, but look, they just pop right out. And then you click them back in. Okay, I like that. Little interchangeable brush. It's a cool kit. But that's it for my review, guys. I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here and watching. And I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys. I love you so much. It's not a gimmick, okay? It's not a gimmick.